So what was I doing last night after dinner? My husband was upstairs putting the baby to bed. The big kids were playing in the front room doing their Legos. And I was sitting on the couch sending emails to myself with my microphone recorder. And why was I doing that? I'm going to tell you in a second. But first, I want to talk about sending your audience weekly content. So what is it and why is it important? Weekly content is something that you send out to your email list every single week. It could be a video like I'm doing right now. It could be just a written email. It could be a link to your Facebook group. It could be a link to your Instagram, to your blog post, anything that you're creating on a weekly basis, and you are sending an email, putting it right there in their email inbox. And the reason why we do that is so our audience gets to know who we are. They get to know what we're about, what our style is, what kind of value we provide, what kind of knowledge and expertise we provide, so that when it comes time to promote your digital course or digital product or one-on-one offering, they know who you are. If you do not send this weekly content on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, when it comes time to promote, people aren't going to know who you are, and you're going to have such a short window to warm them up, to get to know who you are, and then purchase your course or your product. So it's really important that we do this weekly outreach to them. Social media, it's different. They just happen to scroll. With a weekly email, you are putting it in their email inbox. Okay, so the other side of it is when you do that, you learn about them. You learn what questions they have, what struggles that they have. You're building that relationship. You are fact-finding and you are receiving and inputting that information so you can create more information that resonates with them. So one of my clients recently said, Chelsea, can you tell me specifically how you create your weekly emails and how you are consistent with it? So I've sent a weekly email every single week, nonstop, since for almost a year. So I'm pretty proud of that because I'm a one-woman show most of the times around here. And so the way that I do that is literally in my Google Calendar, I have a chunk of time set aside every month. So I don't have to plan for that because it's already in there. My schedule plans around that time. So if you look at my calendar a year or 2 years from now, that block of time is in there every single month. So I do my content a month at a time. There's some people that do 6 months at a time or a year at a time, and that's great, but that is such an overwhelming feeling to me. So I like to do it a month at a time, typically 4 or so videos. Anything less than that, I feel like I'm never caught up. So 4 for me, a month's worth for me is my sweet spot. So when I'm looking at my calendar, so this happened last week, I looked and I saw, oh, next week I'm recording videos, and that time is so sacred. I need to make sure I'm in the house, quiet. The kids are not right outside my door yelling, screaming, slamming doors. And so I have to use that time because I don't have that time in my calendar. If I move it, if I push it, when am I going to find another block of time like that? Okay, so then I look at the calendar, I see, okay, next week I'm doing videos. And so I start to think of topics that I'll do. And last night I wanted to be prepared for this session that I'm recording videos. And so I started just throwing my ideas out and verbalizing them. I use the microphone button on my phone, and I just started spewing ideas out of what I wanted to talk about. And some of it matches and some of it not, but it's like this massive brain dump without me having to type everything out. So that's how I stay consistent. I block that time in my calendar. It's sacred. It doesn't change. If it changes, then heaven help me that I find a time that I can block out that works for me. So I really encourage you to send out some kind of weekly email to your audience so that when you go to promote your course, they know who you are and they're warmed up and they're used to hearing from you and they're excited to hear what you have to say.